This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Bellroy Lite Carry-On, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So the primary material that we're working with here is recycled ripstop nylon. So we've seen similar stuff from different gear in Bellroy's Lite line before, but this does feel a little bit more durable, just a little bit thicker. I'm not sure if it actually is, or maybe it's just how the bag is designed, but if you're not familiar with it, the Bellroy Lite line is just lighter versions of some of their most popular gear. So this is a lighter carry-on bag. It is, especially when it's empty, it's very lightweight, and the material is just pretty easy to move around. So you're not getting the extra protection as you'd get from like a hard-sided luggage, but I didn't have any issues with it, especially if you know how to pack it and where to put stuff that maybe you're more worried about breaking. But very happy with the material. It's held up very well. We've got YKK zippers, and as you can see from the main compartment there, we have a little locking mechanism if you want to put a lock through there. And on the secondary compartment here, you can put the zipper pull through this end piece here, so it makes it so someone can't open it as easily. Kind of like a phantom lock, because it is pretty quick to get it open, but just kind of deters someone if they were trying to get inside of your bag. But there isn't a ton going on around this bag. We have handles, as you can see, a handle on this side, handle on that side, and then a handle on the top here. So pretty easy to grab it from almost any side, and just very, like, I don't know, sometimes with soft-sided luggage, it can almost feel like you're like ripping the bag when you're pulling it, but these are very sturdy. They don't have a ton of padding or anything like that, so they're not the most comfortable to hang on to for a long period of time, but you can grab it and it's pretty easy to use. And on the bottom, we have a stopper, because this is two-wheeled luggage, it does not have four wheels, so we have this stopper that helps it stand up on its own, which it does do, as you can see. But you can also grab that. So if somehow it gets turned around in transit when it's in the overhead bin, in the trunk or something like that, you can also grab it from this bottom bit as well. So you can really get at it from any angle. So that's pretty rad. So the wheels, we're gonna get into them a bit more later, but they're very smooth. As I mentioned, you just have two wheels. They do very well on rough surfaces. I took this thing on concrete, broken concrete, bricks, everything, and they're just very smooth wheels. They do a very good job at almost any surface that we tested them with. And as you can see, this is rolling luggage, but you can't currently see the telescopic handle. That's because it is hidden behind this YKK zipper right here. So as you can see, it has a bit of a fabric welt as well, and it's also a PU coated zipper. So that means that water's not sneaking inside this compartment when you don't want it to. So this mechanism is not going to get wet and in theory rust. I don't know if it would rust. I don't know the exact material specs of it, but it also, this kind of connects with the main compartment, so you're not going to get water inside of the main compartment either. And we'll talk about the telescopic handle in a little bit, but I really like the design because I think it looks a lot nicer when the bag is not being rolled. You can just, it almost looks like a backpack with wheels. And it also just, I don't know, it's just very sleek, and I like that a lot. So if you're finding this video helpful, make sure you throw a like on it, drop a comment down below to let us know what you think of this bag, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So one thing to note is that with this zipper system, if you do have it in its like resting position without the handle engaged, it does take a little bit longer to get to it. So you have to open the zipper, kind of get through the material, and then pop it open. So if you know you're gonna need to get up and go fairly quickly, you obviously just wouldn't have the zipper closed, but just as something to think about. So as you can see here, we have the tallest height on the handle. You go down one more, get a little bit lower. There are 3 in total, so that's the last one down there, and then you have no more after that. So just 3. Doesn't feel super customizable, but in testing, I didn't find that I was searching for another height, and I had a few other people in the office use this as well, and they felt the same way. So if you like a super customizable handle, you're not really getting that here. It's not the most like padded or grippy or anything like that. It's just a hard piece of plastic, but I will say it's pretty comfortable. My hand didn't feel claustrophobic in there either, and it just rolls very easily. This is on carpet right now, so there's not, I don't know, some wheels don't do great on carpet, but these do pretty well. But obviously you can't glide it across the floor because it only has 2 wheels, not 4. So if you're used to 4 wheels, it will be a bit of an adjustment, but I do think these are more durable, and I found them to be more smooth as well. So we've just got one secondary compartment to work with, and it is this top one here that has the little loops that I mentioned earlier. These loops also help you open it up. This isn't really a zipper that's a struggle to open, but I guess maybe if you had it super packed or it was just in an awkward situation, you could kind of put your finger there and open it a little bit easier. So I don't have a ton of gear stowed inside of here right now. Got my phone stowed inside one of the pockets and my wallet on the other side over there. So I'll take those out just to give you a better look at what we're seeing. It's hard with the wheels to kind of give you a good angle. I'd like to sit it like that, but I can't. So we've got a pocket on this side, a pocket on this side. Those are both good for phone, wallet. I can actually fit my phone and my wallet in one of those. You can put your passport, something like that. Just pretty average pockets, not in a bad way. They're just an average size, so you can fit a lot of gear in there. If you were to put something smaller in there and it were to get rough going, something could pop out in theory. We have a smaller pocket in the middle here that you could use a pen, stylus, pencil, whatever you want to put in there. And then we have this key leash as well, which is pretty long. I like it. For a bag like this, it's like you're not really going to open your door with it because it's like rolling luggage. I guess you could like lift the bag up, but it seems like a good length to where you can kind of like just sit in the bottom of the bag and not get in your way. So pretty happy with this pocket overall. I was able to stow a Nintendo Switch inside of here and also over-ear headphones at the same time. But one thing to think about is that, so this top part is share space with the flap of the main compartment, which also has organization, which we'll look at in a little bit. So if you overstuff that, you're gonna lose space here. So I would recommend not overstuffing that pocket, just because this is the only secondary compartment. It's like, if you're taking this to the airport and you aren't taking a sling or anything like that, I would recommend bringing a sling, but if you're not, this is really where all your quick access items are gonna be at. Like I said, my Nintendo Switch and my headphones to keep me entertained, or my phone, my wallet, my passport. So you wanna make sure you can fit all the stuff you want to be able to fit in this pocket, because again, you don't really have anywhere else to store it that's quick. So this is so nice and easy to get into. So if you have this sitting next to you, you're sitting in the seats or something like that, you just pop it open, grab your Switch, whatever, start playing, and you're ready to go. But if you need to get into the main compartment, it just takes a little bit longer because it's a bigger, beefier zipper, and there's just more organization, which we're about to get into. So as mentioned earlier, the main compartment zippers do have the lock, so you can throw a little lock on there if you want to. Obviously, it should be a TSA lock if you are going through airport security. But I really like how this is designed. It's nothing really revolutionary. It's just very easy to use, and I found that I was able to fit more stuff than I thought I was going to be able to fit inside of here. So as you can see, we have a pretty standard design. We have almost all of the depth is on this side of the bag here. There's hardly any depth here, and any depth that there is, especially on this upper side here, is shared with that front compartment. So you have a bit of room to work with down here, and as you can see, I've got some larger stuff stowed inside of there. Got mesh here so you can kind of see what's in there, but as you can tell, I have darker items stowed in there, so you can't really see it super well. Just got my toiletry pouch, which is black, so you couldn't see it very well, and my tech pouch as well, if I can get that out of there, which is also black, so you couldn't really see it. But now you can kind of see the liner material in there a little bit better. So if you have something that's more colorful, if you have like socks and underwear or something in there, you'll be able to see it a little bit better if you're worried about remembering what you have stowed inside of there. So up here I have a little packable sling, so that way when I get there, if I'm not carrying any of their bags, I have a bag that I can carry with me throughout the day. I really like this Terravia Mini. And then I have my GoPro and a little handle for my GoPro so I can take videos and stuff like that. So there's not really a ton of padding for either of these pockets, especially this one, because there's nothing in front of it. This one is kind of protected by the pocket area that's in front of it. But if you don't have anything in there, you just have a little extra layer of material there. So keep that in mind. There's not a ton of padding here, but everything here, for the most part, my GoPro has impact resistance and it has a case on it. It's a plastic tripod, and then everything else is kind of bundled up. So just keep that in mind that this is not hard-sided luggage and things might get bumped. So pack accordingly. If you're going to have things you're worried about breaking, they should probably go on this side. But as you can see here, we have a front organizer here. So this is a really good place to stow like socks and underwear and stuff like that. And you might be wondering why I have nothing in there right now. And it's because typically when I was packing, I really utilized this organization over here for socks, underwear, and stuff like that. And I found that if I put a bunch of stuff inside this pocket as well and put a bunch of stuff over here, they kind of competed for space and it was kind of hard to close it. So you definitely could use both. You just kind of have to, it's like a scale. You got to find a way to make it even to make sure that it closes and is easy to use and it's not bulging out too much. And another reason I don't have anything inside of here right now is because I have a bunch of packing cubes on this side. So as you can see, most of the stuff that I would typically probably stow here is in these two smaller packing cubes. So it's just what works for you. I know most people, whenever I leave a section like that without anything in it, are like, why do you not have anything in there? I'm a weird packer, I know it, but I'm certain there's more of you out there like me. So as you can see, we have quite a bit of space on this side. As I mentioned earlier, it's where all the depth is. We have these two smaller or medium-sized packing cubes, and then a large or an XL, depending how you look at it, and then a North Face packable jacket, which I have been testing recently and very much enjoying so far. But as you can see, there is no organization or anything over here. It's just a big open space. You can see that it does take up quite a bit of space, the telescopic handle here, so you can access that. There's a zipper that goes around, so if anything's going amiss in there, you can access it. And it's just a kind of a unique system, as I mentioned earlier, with how this is hidden like that. It's just, I haven't really seen anything like this. It probably does exist, but especially for soft-sided luggage, I just think it's a cool system that makes the bag on the outside look very sleek and unique. Obviously you are losing some space on the inside because all of this is internal because of how the bag is designed, but I was able to fit quite a bit of gear in here. I was able to fit my camera cube inside of here with packing cubes, with my tech pouch, with accessories. I also had my camera cube and a tripod in here at one point with my packing cubes as well. So for a pretty small bag that you're gonna most likely be able to use as a carry-on depending on who you're flying with, I'm very happy with how much gear I was able to store inside of here. And also there's enough organization to where I feel like I don't even necessarily need a tech pouch and stuff like that. You technically probably don't even need packing cubes depending on where you're going and how you're packing, but you can still fit large items. So it's like I have the organization, but I can still fit big stuff like my camera cube and a tripod. So I really like that. That's something I've commended other brands like Evergoods for before. I really like the versatility that offers you. And I personally feel that rolling luggage should be versatile because you can use it for almost any trip that you're going on. So making it versatile makes it so you don't have to buy 2 pieces of luggage. You can just have one that does a ton of stuff. So that's enough of me rambling. Very happy with this pack. Very happy with how it looks and very happy with how much or how well it's held up. So there you have it, the Bellroy Lite Carry-On. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.